subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Namaste, konnichiwa. Welcome to the Nupur Theory Show, Shakti, Women Who Fought Odds. And today we have with us Shruti. Yes, Shruti, a woman who started her own business and who is running it very successfully. Shruti, welcome to the Nupur Theory Show, Shakti, Women Who Fought Odds.
Hello, namaste to everyone who's listening. Thank you, Nupur, for inviting me. And it's a privilege actually to be speaking and sharing my stories here.
Actually, Shruti, it's my honor to bring another woman and giving this platform. Every time I say, like, I dedicate it to my mother who actually wanted to do a lot of things in her life. So that's why, the name is the Women Who Fought Odds. So we'd love to know your story, like how it is always a fight when आप कुछ करना चाहते हो खुद से और जब आप सक्सेसफुल हो जाओ तब तक आप बहुत सारे लोग आसपास आ जाते हैं, लेकिन स्टार्टिंग बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाते हैं. तो आपकी जर्नी हम जरूर जानना चाहेंगे. आप अगर हमारे साथ काइंडली शेयर करें तो.
Sure. So I never have had thoughts of building my own business until the age of 26. Okay. So I usually everyone lives with a 5-year plan that, we will do a job or we will take up an experience and then probably we will see something which clicks and then we'll do something of our own. That kind of vague thought I also had, which numerous people have. So I went to US and I studied my EMBA and then I came back and I wanted to do something of my own. So कुछ करना था. So basically, giving a background, I am a pharmacist by education. I worked as medical advisor with pharmaceutical companies, and then I shifted to US for a larger goal in my career. So I started my executive MBA course in Kellogg's Business School. वहां से actually maybe the stimulus of building my own business or making something of my own came. And so I dropped the MBA in the middle of the semester. And उस time में thought ये था that if I want to do business, I want to start with India and utilize the best of US. I don't want to start with US and then use in US, so things like that. So I came back to India, researched, and काफी haywire सा notion था उस time पे because I was a medical advisor. I was from pharmaceuticals. All I knew was drugs and medicines and stuff like that. And my interest was in engineering. My interest was in creation. My interest was in design, culture, art, and so many other variants. So I was probably juggling and trying to build a business out of all of those things. India, maybe did a lot of research. So we started with the multidisciplinary design consulting, जहाँ पे हम हर तरीके के design projects लेते थे, from art to walls to homes to everything, to industrial gadgets, everything. Then that is where I started learning more about design. So my interest with industrial design, product design, culture, psychology of design, everything started, and I started reading about it. And slowly we started building the business. Okay, so through I think it's
so which year ये कौन सा साल था? Which year was it?
So that was 2016. Yes.
Okay.
I came back in 2016. The end of 2016, I came back, and probably I would have started all of this. Yeah.
At that year.
Yeah.
वही साल में अच्छा.
Yes. So in 1 year after, in one year, we knew that this is not working or this is not working. Now when I say not working, it is not that we were not able to make money out of that activity. It was just that the process of entire lead to client acquisition and to the delivery was not really something which could excite us or excite me per se. So that was the problem. So we pivoted, and I sat down and I said, this is not working. I don't want to be known as somebody who is just fancy or creative, which is a usual tag which is given to women, which is beautiful also because that's how they are. That's how they are
Yeah,
strong.
yeah, exactly. Mhm.
But I wanted more than what people perceive. So so we plunged into industrial designing, the entire total technical designing, techno commercial solutions and stuff like that. So today is the day when I sit and I can say that we're a product engineering service company and not a multidisciplinary design firm. So that's how I would like to put it. Now we make machines, now we make devices, now we integrate machines, now we do a lot of smart stuff, we do a lot of hardcore technology stuff. That's what we do.
Wow, you make machines. Like, what kind of machines are you making? So our viewers definitely would love to know about it.
Yeah. So we get inquiries of reverse engineering and component machines. So there are a lot of so I'll give you a small example. Let's say you want to have an industrial cooking machine, okay, which is usually used in restaurants and hotels. Now that is something which we can make. Okay, so we have the capacity. So we make those kind of requirements. Now the requirements come let's say phase wise also. So let's say you have to make one component or a smart valve or a smart let's say um, I would say sensor, okay, of a component. So all those requirements are a part of high end technical mechanical smart products where we actually play a major role in servicing them.
So for that, you have a factory for proper.
We have a workshop actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a girl from a family, and when a girl say, "Okay, I want to make machine," so how was your parents' reaction actually? क्या सोचते रहे तब?
My parents were confused for the longest period of time. They still are. I mean, when we still talk about work, they would be like, "Beta, तुम करती क्या हो? हमें समझ में नहीं आता है." So it's very difficult, for them. So they just believe that she's doing something. I said, "Papa, ये मत पूछो क्या कर रही हो, बस कुछ कर रही हो, and I'll get back to you."
So how much support you needed and how much support you received from everyone, the near and dears?
So I received a lot of support from my friends. I mean, support is not just when you ask for what you need. Support is also when you know that there's somebody just standing beside you, even if they are not actually functioning or supporting. But there are a lot of support which you need, which I realized later on. That ऐसा नहीं होता कि मुझे पानी चाहिए और किसी ने पानी दे दिया, वही सपोर्ट होता है. किसी ने पानी पीने का रास्ता दिखा दिया ना, वो भी सपोर्ट होता है.
Totally.
So
Yes.
so yes, I met a lot of people, and I was blessed with supportive family also. My family has always been supportive of whatever I decide. They have their own thoughts that ये होगा तो कैसे होगा. Just when I decided to go to US, I was very good at my job. I was very satisfied, highly efficient employee. एंड यूजुअली पेरेंट्स को होता है ना वैसा दैट इतना अच्छा सब कुछ चल रहा है तो फिर व्हाई डू यू वांट टू क्लोज इट एंड देन रिफ्रेश एंड स्टार्ट अगेन. इट्स अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट, बट I think it was more on me to make them believe that nothing is going anywhere, everything is going to be fine. वो एयरक्राफ्ट में बैठते हैं तो पायलट बोलता है ना कि there would be a turbulence for some bit and then the flight is like just smooth. It's like you have to make them believe that if I'm the pilot, there would be turbulence for some bits and then the flight would take off smooth.
Totally. You said it very rightly. वही होता है actually. थोड़ा सा तो turbulence हर चीज में होता है. Before becoming it, turning it to stable period. Moving into the stable period. So definitely. So how did you feel as a woman that in India starting a business? Well, it is definitely maybe you said you had a lot of support, so you are lucky. Like still, as a woman starting a business, is it still difficult or still it has become easy?
So what I saw was categories, right? Like, let's say, you can talk well, you can represent yourself well. There is a probability that 80% of people will take you the way you are. Okay. But not everyone can do that, right? We have seen a lot of privileged people who are not able to communicate the way they should be doing, right? So in that case, they're not taken the way it is. They're not taken seriously. They're just seeing that you must be doing for some sort of time pass. This is not something which brings your bread and butter. I think the basic, as I said before also, and as I said today also, I've said in a lot of my women entrepreneur interviews and training sessions that the onus of what people will perceive out of a woman in business is more on women. Okay. Now, if somebody is talking to you and you say that, मैं आपको आधे घंटे बाद फोन करती हूँ, ठीक है, because I have a family emergency. Now, if you are not able to call them after half an hour, okay, and you say that I was busy with my kids, I was busy with my husband, there's nothing wrong in being busy, but the way males see, okay, and the way females are seen, they are two different things. The same thing, if a male does, is taken professional, is taken friendly, but the same thing if a female does, it's taken unprofessional, it's taken that she's young, she's inexperienced. Okay. So there is a lot of perception variancy in the kind of society which we have. Okay. And more of this perception change has to be on women, that women have to be money minded, women have to be capitalistic, women have to fight for their own position or place or the
Rights.
way it's seen, right?
Yes, rights, women rights, I meant to say.
Yeah, so they have to, because I've seen a lot of women who take it like, because they are privileged and because they have everything, they take it, they want to do something. I totally respect the emotion which they have, but they have to think as if nobody is around them, there is nobody who will catch them, and then they have to do the business. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So still there are a lot of struggle for women. But do you think like we have to change ourselves, the way we also think about ourselves? Like I think we
Right.
also don't take ourselves seriously.
Correct. So that starts with us taking ourselves seriously, right? I mean, whatever you do, whatever you say, you have to absolutely be meaningful about it. If you don't mean it, you don't say. That's the basic funda which I live in. Now, I mean, I'm not sure how women uh, perceive when they fail in business. But for somebody like me, if I fail, I take it on my own. Like it is absolutely my responsibility to bounce back. I cannot be sitting and cribbing and crying and asking for help instead of putting myself up and then still moving on. That is something where I have seen a lot of women breaking out. Okay, because they have not been able to find results, and which is okay, which is perfectly fine. But what we need is a holistic ecosystem where women are taken seriously, irrespective of where they come from, what they are doing, what is their business plan, what is their experience. That so all of these barriers need to go, because they're not their business plans are not taken seriously. Okay. And once you don't take them seriously, how are you going to position them in the economic growth? You cannot, right? I have myself had stories where people think that how can somebody like me build, devices or machines or have workshops, because they think I might be a consultant. That's the notion. So what I see is we have moved from historical point of view, that when people did not expect women to work, now people expect women to work, but they don't expect women to be in business.
True. So one more hurdle.
Exactly, right. So they know that women are serious, women are sincere, but they haven't seen cutthroat approach in business from women, because they have always seen them as soft, they have always seen them being very warm.
And
So that's
vulnerable also.
vulnerable also, right? So that's something which men are not used to seeing it. Now we have to change that perception, right? Now we can be
Exactly.
equally warm, and we can be equally, nasty when things are not, about us, and when things are going against us.
Exactly. If we know, need to be to protect ourselves. Yeah. The
Exactly.
family. Yes, that's right. And we are I think women actually, we don't realize how strong we are. Actually, I think we can be the best businessmen are not men, I'm saying men, the
Yeah.
women. Yeah. So
I
that
would say we best at everything, but it's just that women need to, identify their strength points. Okay. When I say identify their strength points, means that if they are good at managing the household, if that is what they are best at, they shouldn't go into the rat race of उन्होंने ये कर दिया, इन्होंने ये कर दिया, इनकी बीवी ये चला रही है, उनकी बीवी ये चला रही है. They shouldn't go. Just
true.
focus on what you are good at. Okay, if you are good at hosting people, if you are good at managing the decor of some place, if you're good and you know that you can go lengths and breadths to make it professional, to make it like a business, to run it like a business, then you do it. But you
True.
don't do it because you don't have anything to do. That's the first fundamental rule of running a business.
Exactly. And another point is the women become the actually enemy of other women. That is
Oh, I don't think so. That is, I would say they are not enemies. They are just innocent people. And since we are very vulnerable, we are tend to, listen to the environment around us. So I don't think they're enemies. It's just that, the beauty competition and the success competition and everything which we see always. उन्होंने तो ये पहना है, उन्होंने तो ये पहना है. Okay.
actually more than that also can happen. Many things happened with me also. So yeah, when I was getting abused, there are many women who were watching. Actually, they were smiling, they're enjoying that situation. So yes, there are actually. This is the human being. We have to protect each other. We have to be with the right thing. That is that is the every human's duty, I guess. And
Yeah.
right, yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely. So,
Yeah.
the one thing which I would say is for women power, as you said, that we are versatile. That we are not multitaskers. Okay, we nobody is a multitasker. I don't believe in this philosophy of multitasking. Is because um, first of all, you're not giving your 100% at whatever you're doing. Okay.
True.
Now, and second is you're not some goddess, or you're also a human, right? You also have the same bones and blood and tissues which
Limitations.
everyone else, right? So you can't say that I can do this. I'm managing my household also. I'm managing my business also. I'm managing my kids also. I'm managing my family also. No, you can't do it practically. So do not try to do it. That's the first fundamental rule. Whether you're doing a job, whether you're doing a business, do not go overboard. Do not go by lengths and breadths which can hurt you back, and which can lose time to compose yourself back. You cannot do that.
True.
So I am absolutely against this Devi avatar of objectifying women as with multiple hands and managing so many things. No, I mean I'm a human. Give me some breather. Give me space.
Very rightly you said, actually. Yeah. So I think men's world, they are projecting ourselves, us, that we are babies. So I think we have to get out of there.
Yeah. We have seen how the male world even behaves with the Devis. So, I mean,
Yeah,
that is a different subject to
that is
even
a
discuss
totally different
right
subject.
now.
Yeah, if we keep start talking, I think it is never ending.
I know.
Definitely. But Shruti, since you said that don't do the multi-tasking, so imagine someone is working in a bank or somewhere, and she has two kids at home, and definitely, family is expecting. She comes back and cook, or she comes back and does she folds the clothes or does everything for her children. So here I think she has no choice but doing the multitask. So what do
We
you
always
suggest
have a
here?
choice. No, Nupur, I believe we always have a choice, even when we say we don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's just the way of looking at the problem in a larger angle. So the case which you said, she's earning, right? You said she's working on a job. That means
Yes, yes,
she's
she's earning.
earning, and she's earning enough to actually bifurcate the responsibilities between people and pay them, right? So consider that the household is conservative and they do not want to hire a cook. Okay, consider that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you consider that she can come home, she can, just bifurcate the responsibilities of the entire household, that, this person can do the vegetable chopping, this person, and meanwhile she can just take a nap of 15-20 minutes. She can, just take care of herself after she's come back home. And when everything about the food prep is going on in the house, there has to be an inclusion, right? She can include everyone. That can be a fun activity. She can hire a maid for the cleaning part of it, and she can pay by herself because that is what she can do, right? So it's just that, we take everything by on our head कि मेरे फैमिली भी खुश होनी चाहिए, मेरा हस्बैंड भी खुश होना चाहिए, मेरे बच्चे भी खुश होने चाहिए। बस सबको खुश रखने की जिम्मेदारी हमारी नहीं है ना। Because in the process of making everyone happy, there will come a point where somebody will not be happy, even if you give your 1000%, and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't have a control on that,
exactly. That's true. You
right?
cannot make
So
everyone happy.
exactly. तो अगर मेड नहीं रख सकते, अगर घर का ऐसा है, तो you fight for it. You say that, sooner or later तुम्हें ये करना ही पड़ेगा, because that's what you are comfortable with. So instead of fighting after you are drained and after you are devastated, why not fight it before, casually, when you really want it? The problem with us is we extend our wants. We say हाँ ठीक है, अभी चाहिए चल जाएगा, अभी चीज चल जाएगा। नहीं चलना चाहिए ना।
True. Exactly. This is a very serious subject. I think we should really do a lot of debates on that, because that is the problem. I think I see these problems that working outside and people are expecting them to work inside also. And this is, I think, a big problem, especially countries like India, because, we just don't come back home and just make within 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Our meals are really takes time.
Of course, I mean, we can manage it, but I believe that we can manage it. Everything is manageable. Everything is on our part. I mean, you can't babysit your husband and kid together, right? So, so you cannot babysit your business and work and household together. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so how about Shruti? Shruti, what is your future plan when it comes to your choosing a
So my
partner?
life, Nupur, my life is all about, work, because I treat my business as my own kid. That's
Okay.
the kind of, dedication and pain which I feel. I mean, it's difficult to explain it to a lot of people, but if things go wrong in business, it physically impacts me, because, but I've put my heart, soul, and blood, and whatever you say, whatever those motivational quotes are, into building this actually. Okay. So, so my future plan is to, grow this company, and take it to a valuation where we can sell it off after 10 years. So that's the goal with this company. But I'm also launching my own wine company. So that is something, and it is, let me tell you, it is India's first women-owned wine business. all the partners are women.
Wow. So we'd love to know about your new company, which you are launching. When are you launching? How are you launching? And a
So
little bit
we
about
did
it.
everything pre-COVID, but post-COVID and during COVID, it actually extended our plans for the wine. Now that things are coming back to normal, we are again hoping that we would be able to launch it on time. So we are launching a label. The label is called as Varesa. Okay. And Varesa means, again, the name is taken from African goddess of wine and fertility. So that's the inspiration which we have taken, and you'll soon see the bottles out there in Mumbai, because that's where Maharashtra we're launching it first from. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow, like you are an inspiration, Shruti, starting from one on your like you have your office in US also.
Yes, we have an office in US. Yes.
US also, and you are into art as well.
I mean, that is something which thanks to one of my friends, and she got me into it. I think I was always interested, but her company made me inclined more towards seeing art from a different angle, perceiving art from a different angle. So art is something which I think is a part of our everyday life in every hemisphere, whether you're doing something technical. If you have like that artistic perspective towards things, you can actually change the way things look at.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. And the new company, the Venetia, which you are launching, are you going to do this is in an domestic market or international market?
So we are going to do both. We are going to keep it for exports, and so the plan is 80% exports and 20% domestic sales. That's the plan. So we already are speaking to neighboring country markets, and the talks are going really fruitful on that.
That's great. Yeah. And Japan also here. And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
So
would love to.
wow, that is such a great news. And yes, Shruti, and definitely, such a success story. Yours, so many things you are doing by yourself. You are such an inspiration. And as the most important, what I found out, that you know what you are doing and you know who you are. I know you know what you want from yourself. So you're not just going to do the multitask, like, okay, I'll get married, I'll have 2 kids, and again I'll do. So like what really you want from this life. This is amazing and such an inspiration for others, the choosing the right thing in life. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
really
I
amazing.
I had to really work, because when we thought of wine company, I didn't knew anything about the alcohol business. I used to sit with people, I used to sit with my partners and understand how it works. I usually order books and I study the entire history of of the entire product and stuff like that. It was very interesting for me, because I always wanted to open an alcohol company at the back of my mind. And I mean, I'm not ashamed of saying that I love alcohol. Okay, because of the science behind it, the history behind it, the mixture of substances. So if you are a certified mixologist, you will know that how those substances actually interact with juices and other substances together. It's a totally different science. Okay, and the entire part is something which I love. Now, when you enter a wine business, it's also about agriculture. It's not just about chemistry and
True.
science. It's also about agriculture. And coming back to all together, and then when it is a part of your happy memories, the drink is something which you enjoy with your friends and family, and you make memories out of it, is something which absolutely gives me happiness. That okay, I'm learning this, I'm involved in creation part, as I said, and I'm building something and I'm making something which can make people happy, which can help people spread joy. So that's about it. So I had a challenge with my family when I told them that I'm starting a wine company. My mother was like, "Beta, daru ka dhanda ladki hoke kaise karoge?" So I was like, "Mommy, first of all, wine is not alcohol. It is just wine. If we can, just categorize it." And second, my mom was like, I said alcohol is responsible for a lot of, nuisances in the society. I said, listen, medicines and drugs are also responsible for a lot of nuisances and suicide cases, let me tell you. But pharma companies are still running, right?
Yeah.
So I can't control how the user uses the product. The same knife which is used for chopping vegetables can be used to cut a slit of somebody else. Now, I am not responsible that knives are, encouraging murder in society and I should stop making knives. No, that's not how it works.
Exactly. And wine is kind of, it's a very healthy drink also. It's,
It is. I mean,
yeah,
2 glasses of red wine
yeah.
every day are proven medically to be anti-toxic.
Totally, totally, and especially in Europe, it's like for with every meal they do drink wine. So it's kind of wonderful, wonderful news. And you are just breaking all the doors. Like, hey, I'm a woman and I'm doing all these things. So such an, as I said, you are an inspiration, Shruti. Definitely, you are.
Yeah, thank you so much, first of all. But I am not doing all of this just because I want to break barriers. I'm just doing what, I feel interested in. I'm just doing things which actually, make me feel alive, make me feel joyous. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I recommend people also, that, you don't do anything just because somebody else is doing it, or just because you have to prove it to somebody else, right? You just do it what you are supposed to do, and in the process everything will be taken care of.
True, very rightly you said, and I'm sure it will inspire many other women. And I cannot wait to go to India and drink your wine, try your wine, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Yes,
Absolutely.
I forgot actually. So yeah, it was
No,
my
it's
bad.
fine.
Yeah. So it should be the viewers. It should be like that. This is like the way we talked, the way we chit chatted. I would say, like, and look at Shruti, how easily she is doing everything. She just get inspired, but self motivated. She's not doing anything, just copying someone, which is coming from her heart. She's just following her own passion, and that is the way it should be. And I'm sure that this episode is going to definitely inspire many of you. Do write to us what kind of things you want to know, what kind of, because I heard that you really want to get motivated. So who can be more motivational than Shruti? She did everything by herself, and look at her. She's from Ahmedabad and she's going to start a wine business. And so she's just really breaking barriers, not because she wants to break barriers, as she said, because she wants to just prove, she wants to just follow her passion. She wants to do it. And it is becoming the inspirational for all of us. Thank you, Shruti, for joining us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
And
you
we
so
wish you
much.
all the best.
Thank you. Thank you, Nupur. It was wonderful. It was lovely chatting with you. And I hope together we can make this world a better place, instead of a world where we, see each other and then do things. Monkey see, monkey do. We can still be better at that. We just have to do what we want to do instead of somebody else inspiring us.
Wonderful. Wonderfully you wrapped it up. Definitely. And we will do, and definitely I'll be seeing you in India. Thank you for
Absolutely.
joining, Shruti.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And as we said, namaste.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.